Welcome to the show after the show. It happens right after the show. Cheers! And a wardrobe change.
Where's your mug?
I don't have one. Well. I'm wearing a different shirt than what I was wearing in the video.
I noticed that.
Because I was wearing, it was like denim on denim.
It was like a Disney shirt you were wearing.
It was a Disney shirt.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was
going to got some like fuzz on it.
Some fuzz.
Kind of messy.
It does seem to have a little bit of lunch there.
You got a little bit of lunch on your, this is like Korean tacos.
Korean tacos.
Some there.
There were some good Korean
Dude,
tacos.
really good Korean tacos for lunch today. That's not relevant to today's video, but you guys should know.
What did we talk about today?
We talked about Incredible 2 trailer review.
Incredibles 2 trailer
Yes,
review.
that's right.
Yes.
And it was an interesting trailer because I feel like they were being real close to the chest with it. Like, they mostly just wanted to show you, Elastigirl's kind of going to be the main character, and Bob's going to be at home taking care of the baby.
I think they showed you, like, the first quarter of the movie.
Right.
The premise. Like,
right.
the real basic end of it is going to be something along the lines of Bob has to stay at home for a little while and Helen kind of goes out and's in the spotlight. So there's going to be like a montage scene of Helen out there being like super BA and people honking at her while she's on her motorcycle and saving people and such. And Bob's going to be at home like changing diapers and reading books, and it's going to be like, oh my gosh.
But like they have to do a good job of not just making it that. Like Bob at home has to be like learning something.
Yes,
you know, like
true.
it's just, like if it's just there for comedy or just there to like set that like what's so good about the first Incredibles is that even when Helen is at home, she's like uncovering the hair and she's like going and visiting Edna. Like things are happening.
Right.
Even back at home. So
it's
it needs to be
true.
more than just they're doing funny dad stuff.
Right, and it will be. It will
Yeah.
be. I'm not worried about that. I 100% think they're being careful with like the information they're showing us. So the real question though is the Evil Endeavor.
Evil
Endeavor.
Evil Endeavor.
It's like it's slightly hidden, and this was not something like I don't think we weren't supposed to have like a big reveal. It seemed like most of the people on the internet had figured this one out.
Right.
But it's like it's almost obvious enough. I guess you could go two ways with it. It's like you're either talking about a twist that's going to hit 98% of the population who doesn't come and watch videos like what we make.
Right. Sure.
Or there's like those 2% of people who like are going to be like, yeah, we know because her name's Evil Endeavor. Like,
right.
You know.
Or it's going to be so like, or that's what they really want you to think. They want you to think exactly what we said in today's video. That it's the bait and switch.
Right.
And then actually it's Syndrome.
So
that is like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do that. If they find, I like literally have at least 4 ways they can bring him back in my mind.
It's super interesting. It is interesting also that she's like a tech expert, which would totally be like,
secret daughter?
Right.
Something, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
Because then it'd also be son.
I don't think
they're his kids.
I don't think they're his kids. They're not nearly old enough because it's been like 15 years since.
Well, it's only been like.
Since he was Syndrome was like 25 when he dies.
Yeah.
Approximately.
And they seem older than he was.
Yes, yeah. So I don't think that's the case.
I don't think that's the case either.
This is why we almost just need like a podcast where we just
We just
have like all of the like it's so funny how many of the bad ideas, like I think Pixar even like had something about this where they released some of their deleted scenes from Coco and people were like very upset by like how different it was, and I think Lee Unkrich posted something along the lines of like it goes through so many like waves of development. Like of course there was stuff that wasn't good before we found the good thing.
Right.
That's how I feel like so many of our theories are, where it's like you presented it first and it's like, that's not good.
But eventually
we get there.
They whittle away.
Maybe
we get there, or maybe we wasted 2 days of research.
Maybe. Although yesterday on this particular video, we literally had a different prediction written, and then you and I were walking down to like the parking garage and we're like,
The problem is, how do you make Jack relevant to the plot?
It's an issue because they really can't have the whole family, because they're kids, they can't have them be like crime fighters. Like Bob and Helen have to make the decision to sideline them.
Right. I think the other thing, so in that concept art, I'm just thinking of this live right now. You see Violet doing her little force field orb thing like she does with Dash. In Incredibles 1, she does with Dash, and he rolls her around.
Yeah.
This one, you see Jack inside the orb. So it could be that they realize whatever, if it's the mind control thing, or there's something and he like short circuits Lucius, and they're like, oh crap, that's cool. Like maybe they specifically need to get Jack to like a main hub to like blow it up or something.
Right. That would be interesting.
You know?
That would be interesting.
Like Jack is the key.
Right, because at the end of the day, The Incredibles is more of a family movie than it is a superhero movie.
Right, that's the key. That's the key. They have to make sure they keep that going. And I think that scene where they're like, why would they change math? Like, I think everyone has had that experience with their parents. Or like Beth has it as a teacher. She's just like, they want us to teach it this way, and I didn't learn it that way, and now I have to do it this way, and then the way they taught me to teach it in college, which was different from that, is it's like, it's always like, it's all just adding numbers, right?
Right. Cross, multiply, and divide.
Yeah, cross, multiply, and divide. You know, algebra, PEMDAS.
PEMDAS.
Yeah.
Wait.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Yeah. Parentheses, exponents,
multiply, divide, addition, subtraction.
Yeah.
Except that multiply and divide actually are like more like on top of each other, and addition and subtraction are more like on top of each other.
True.
It's not like one first then the other.
It doesn't really matter which order you do it in. Yeah.
Except you have to do it in that order.
What a fantastic thing for us to talk about.
Now we're discussing algebra. Once you understand PEMDAS, though, algebra becomes like the easiest class ever.
Right, it's just following
like,
steps.
It's just following the steps.
Because although I feel like it's like what you're trying to do is learn the steps, and then I feel like after a while they start throwing like really wonky numbers in there so that stuff isn't coming out clean anymore.
And then you're like, am I doing it right, or is it just a wonky answer? And it's like, it's just a wonky answer.
It's like, well, that's not cool.
That's not cool at all. Or they'll start doing like the world's most poorly written word problems.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Now we're just talking about 8th grade math.
8th grade math. Well, for me, yeah. There was a word problem in 10th grade math about oranges that, like, to this day, I'm certain I couldn't answer.
My thing about algebra word problems is they were giving me so much trouble, and literally me and Mom one night just spent like 2 hours hardcore dissecting how to do them and like always getting it right. And I went and took like, I'd been doing like mediocre in algebra, but I came in on that quiz and I guess like 100%ed it. And I think the teacher was even like, man, that's surprising.
How's about that?
What do you know?
That's actually super interesting. I didn't feel like you ever asked Mom for help with anything. It just seemed like
definitely.
You just always
I took an accounting class one time. Worst teacher ever. Didn't explain anything.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just sat there and mostly played games on the computer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pocket tanks?
No. It was on like a school computer.
Oh.
You know, and then so I had to be like, what free games you could find online at the time.
I don't feel like you were being creative enough.
Well,
we had laptops.
Class. Yeah.
We had laptops.
You had laptops.
And we hacked the crap out of those things.
Yeah.
Well, and by hacked, I mean like very, very, very mild like alterations that just happen to work.
That's the thing though. They think they're like blocking you, or maybe that's the thing. Like they want you to think they're blocking you, but they know you're going to have to be creative enough to overcome their obstacles.
In reality, you're going to end up using proxies and emulators and downloading everything. So like one of the things we would do would be to open the browser window of a video game at home before you left for school that day, and then like once you got to school, it was just already open. So like
that's hilarious.
Then it just works.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Like I'm just playing off the other computer because obviously,
right?
That's hilarious that you guys did that.
Yeah.
People are so creative. This reminds me of like Ender's Game, where he's just like, well, they wouldn't have made it this easy if they didn't want us to hack them.
Right. Clearly, that's part of the problem.
Yeah, but he's actually right. They did want him to do it.
Oh,
anyway.
well, there you go. Yeah.
Gotta love Ender's Game.
Oh man,
Very
remember
good.
when we were talking about The Incredibles? It seems so long ago now.
What? Man.
All right, well.
I think that's a good show after the show.
Yeah,
Look
definitely.
forward to our podcast, Random Ramblings about things.
With the Rarlands.
With the Rarlands.
Bye.